Hey everybody, Preferred Selection here. Guess what? For once I didn't do a whole bunch of fishing before starting a run, so I don't have like a million things to show you or talk about. I just have good old-fashioned Terraria to play. Oh, a Bezoar. That's pretty neat. Almost wouldn't have had to farm for one, except I already did that. I went looking through my expert mode world for a Plantera bulb. Took a while to find one, as you can probably see. So now I'm ready to do some battle with Plantera. Got vampire knives, and we've got some overall pretty good weapons, and we're also a werewolf for free because of expert mode. We can just use our demon heart for that accessory slot. Whoa, Plantera, you seem very fast. You seem very fast today. Are you much faster because of the fact that we're doing, Are you a lot faster because we are in expert mode? You seem like you're a lot stronger. Oh, and you can shoot through walls now. That's new. Let's just do like a ton to you. Okay, that's backfiring a little bit. It kind of worked out, but also kind of hurt me a lot. Get away from you a little bit. Heal up. Life fruit. Like life fruit. Made a pretty good little Plantera arena, I think. You don't need like a crazy arena for Plantera usually. I don't quite know about expert mode, but in regular mode you don't need... I'm gonna try and get off a heal just before we go into that's a new attack. And of course I get stuck right... Yeah, that's a little bit of a hard jump I made for myself. But this is good. Basically, one of the things that you want, or at least one of the things that you wanted in regular mode, before you fight Plantera in its second form, is you want to make sure that you've kind of moved around enough so that you're not dealing with all those spiky balls from the first form, because they do a ton. So I can kind of see that Plantera's got like a bunch of extra arms. They don't seem like they matter, as far as I can tell. Got a bunch of extra arms. They're not really like even trying to hit me. Maybe I've just got like the perfect arena for them, but unless he's gonna do like some last ditch like ton of damage to me, this should be very winnable. He's got a ton of health all of a sudden. Is he like... Do I have... Okay, I was starting to wonder if I like had to kill all those little bits of him before I could kill the thingy. I don't need all this stuff. Alright, so treasure bag. Got a armored... Oh, that's a pretty good spore sack as far as spore sacks go. Armored is nice. Probably won't even reforge that. Throw away some cobwebs just to make sure I'm not leaving anything on the ground. No, looks like I got everything. Really sick of seeing rocket launchers, but I'm glad that I got the pygmy staff. I mean, I've got a pygmy staff already, but overall, this is a good Plantera haul. Like it's a good amount of things to get. Pretty good. Go up top. I'll sell some things to you. You can have my silver ore, my breathing reeds, my recall potions, my regular potions. You can have all my levels of potions, my silver bar, my rocket... That's a really good reforge on a rocket launcher, but I mean, I never use that item, so whatever. We have the rockets. I'll keep the pygmy staff. I don't know why. I'm just such a hoarder when it comes to this game. Everything else, yeah, the elites, the life fruit, the Bezoar. Wow, got a lot of money all of a sudden. Oh, and just so you guys know, I have a whole lot of treasure bags to open. I've got one queen bee one from just wandering around, and wow, the queen bee one just explodes so much garbage into your inventory. I mean, not garbage, but things that I don't care about right now. Hive thing sells for a decent amount. And I could keep the beeswax and make things, but whatever. Let's try on this spore sack before we go too nuts with, Did I just make 34 gold off that? I'm pretty sure, because I just put a bunch of money away. I hope I didn't sell anything too good. Yeah, the spore sack. Let's put it on instead of our... Okay. I don't know where are these like going in a certain direction, or are they after something? It's weird that they're on just that one side. They're not really like trailing me, they're just kind of in random spots. You know, even in expert mode, the curse of wanting to show off a weapon and suddenly no enemies are around. It's so true. Oh, I should dismiss my Sharknado for this. Yeah, let's dive down here. There'll be enemies down here for sure. Oh man, these spores do some work. That was a fast kill on that ghoul. Does anyone else want to fight? Come on, we're in expert mode. Show me some enemies. Okay, there's some enemies. I'm honestly pretty impressed right now. I'm blown away. Like, that's a lot of damage. Like, that's seriously a lot of damage that those are doing. Oh, what's a sun mask? Vanity item? Alright, I don't know if which one of those guys that dropped from, but that's really cool. Not opposed to that. Except that I end up using my vanity slots to carry on my summoner armor. It's still cool. Alright, so I'm loving this spore thing. I think I'm going to keep it with me. I think that the yo-yo bag is going to be retired for now. I mean, we're just not using yo-yos. The yo-yos are a nice slot, but I'm not using them right now. I'll admit that to myself. So yeah, we'll retire the yo-yo bag for a little bit and keep the... I think the worm scarf is going to be like... Man, if we're ever AFK farming, we can put on the spore sack, the worm scarf, the star veil, eventually a celestial shell. We're gonna be just like a beast of an AFK farmer at some point. Also, when I get the car key from the Martian invasion and don't need like boots or wings for mobility, if I decide to go that way, then I could really easily like started wearing like spore sack like all the time. I'm tempted to, you know, just for coolness factor, I'm gonna wear the spore sack over the worm scarf for a while, just to try it out. But yeah, we have a bunch of treasure bags, and I'm gonna pop over to my main world to open them because I want my chests around just in case. And I know some people are disappointed that this became my main world and that I'm not doing mostly expert mode, but this is just where, like, if you watch my videos, I'm not a fun person when I'm getting like frustrated at a game. So, and I rarely get frustrated at games, but expert mode was really doing it for me for a while. Yeah, just gonna open a bunch of. We got binoculars. Binoculars are nice to see. Alright, so there is just a ton of shields. Let's come talk to our druid. Binoculars are pretty rare. There's probably someone who's pretty jealous that I got those. But I mean, if you grind the eye, you'll usually get them eventually. But yeah, they're like a sniper scope, only not. So if I go to them, all of a sudden I can drag my mouse around, and I'll try not to make you guys dizzy. I can drag my mouse around and see pretty far outside of like the norm for my character. Alright, that's getting really... trying to give me, spin me around. Alright, so still no developer item, but I mean, we haven't done a ton of those, and I think the developer armors and stuff are supposed to be pretty rare. I hope I'm not, like, hurting my chances by opening them in a non-expert mode world. Seems like it would make sense for them to open just fine, though. Whatever, I don't need developer armor that badly. It's not a big deal. That Spore thing is cool. I'm totally on board with that. I mean, the worm scarf is a really good item. But I don't know. Try out the spores for a little bit, just to, because you learn what's better than what by trying things, and I still don't know if the worm scarf is very good or not. I think it's good. Oh, this is gonna be a really short video unless I think of something to do soon. So what do I want to do? Maybe go fight Fishron? Still need some stuff from Fishron. See how the worm scarf fares against, or the spore sack fares against him. Making our way. I believe this is the world where we fight Fishron. I think it's hard to tell. I'm so used to like Fishron bridges from the back in the day that would run from, you know, just across the length of the map, that it's weird to not already see my Fishron bridge. But yeah, this is the right world. I'd like to get a flare on. Flare on would be just like a really nice item to get. And I know that maybe I should be using like the Eye of Cthulhu thing, but Eye of Cthulhu seems cool. I just don't like the fact that I don't like the fact that the yo-yos all essentially eat an accessory slot for the yo-yo bag. I mean, maybe you could make an argument that, you know, that like, oh, well, Fire Gauntlet eats an accessory slot and Celestial Cuffs eat accessory slots, and yes, I agree with you. That's why that's why I don't tend to use a lot of magic weapons, because you need when you use magic weapons, you need to have Celestial Cuffs or Mana Flower, and I don't like losing an accessory. Am I like shooting myself in the foot a little bit to think that way? Probably. But yeah, I mean, that's a big part of why I don't use magic, is because usually magic users don't get very many like fun choices for accessories. You pretty much get your movement stuff, and you get... I don't even have a minion out. That's fine. Minions. It's not like minions do a ton in this fight. I guess my spores are hitting him. You know, for a fight like this, I could actually see maybe turning off some of these text prompts. Because I don't need to see that there's no treasure nearby, or that there's one enemy around, and I don't even really need to see my DPS. So I am feeling like for this fight in particular, I would rather have my Worm Scarf on, because I'm seeing the little things hit him, and they're doing like 40 to him, which is fine, but like overall I would rather have more... Well, it's tricky. Do I want more survivability? Because I'm gonna live no matter what. I mean, unless I really screw up, I'm gonna beat Fishron. So, but that's like a little bit more guaranteed survivability instead of a little bit of damage. Like for this fight, and I'm not judging the item purely on Fishron, but right now the Spore Sack seems like I would rather, just for this particular fight, have the Worm Scarf on. But I can see the Spore Sack being like amazing for... I picked a bad time to scratch my nose. I can see it being amazing for AFK setups, various farms, and just being like fun. Like, it's a really fun item to have like little spores around me. They seem to not like. I don't really feel like they're around me. I feel like they're just kind of in the vicinity of me. Also, I'm taking a ton of damage by just kind of shooting the breeze. Yeah, like if you can see the, like I'm at this point, it seems like I'm outrunning the spore sacks. Like they don't start to show up until I've been hanging about for a little bit. Sorry if I'm a little quiet. Just trying to. I'll just heal up, make the fight a little easier. I was trying to get through without healing, but why? You know, why? At some point I really want to scroll over the blue debuff and see what it is, because or maybe it's a buff, who knows, but I want to see what the blue thing's all about. Well, he's dead, so I won't find out right now, unless hoping getting hit by one of those sharks might cause it. Alright, Godly Razorblade Typhoon. That's a really good Razorblade Typhoon. Can't complain about that. Alright. Worm Scarf's well, what time? It's 9 a.m. Sunstone's going on for right now. Just because I want a fast fish on fight. Oh, I thought I saw my line move. My bad. Here we go. Fishron's coming after us, and I just like stopped moving for a bit there. Yeah, stop moving to collect hearts when you're at 500 health, and then take like 80 points of damage. That's a good line of play. Yeah, Terrorblade actually got a buff in 1.3. It does a little bit more damage now, which is good. I think it really puts it into like the end game tier a little bit more than it was. But while it's good, it's not quite cutting it for this fight. I feel like it's better than, like, if we use the yo-yo. Try using the yo-yo. No, the yo-yo. I'm like, the problem with the yo-yo is, since it's where your mouse cursor is instead of just like firing in the general direction, I find myself thinking so much about my mouse cursor that I'm not dodging. And that's probably a matter of getting used to it. I know a lot of people love the yo-yos, but I don't want to think about where my mouse cursor is that much. And again, it's one of those items that, like, I think it was last video I was talking about how I feel like the developers are starting to assume that you're playing at 1080p. And for me, I slightly prefer 720. Like, 720 makes the game a lot harder, but it also makes the game a lot more intimate. It makes, like, and I even thought that at one point, like, Redigit or one of the people even said that, like, 1080p was, like, this was probably 2011, but I'm pretty sure that one of the devs said at one point that 1080p was cheating. So I guess they changed their mind, because a lot of things feel like they're meant to be experienced at 1080p now. What's Fishron doing? Oh, he's transforming. He looks like he's having a time over there. And again, if I criticize 1.3, or just if I just talk about, like, you know, if I talk about the differences between 1.3 and 1.2.4, you know, a lot of it's just it's not so much that there's a lot of, like, glaring stuff that I would do differently, or that I prefer the old way or prefer the new way. It's just something to talk about, you know. Why not spend a little bit of time talking about Like, if I'm fighting Fishron especially, what comes to mind while I'm fighting Fishron? The first thing that comes to mind is the difference between fighting him now and fighting him then. Just feels different. Did I unsummon my minion? Oh, I did for some reason. I forget why. Oh, I just never summoned him, that's right. This is the fight where I just never remembered to summon a minion. I should be getting through these Fishron fights without having to heal. Oh, and by the way, I looked up Fishron's stats, and it looks like he, according to, if the wiki's correct, he does not have a nerf. I was thinking that he was nerfed because it felt like he wasn't hitting me for very much, but it might be that I'm in, like, it's probably just that I'm in beetle shelf armor and wearing a worm scarf and wearing a star veil, and a lot of my accessories are warding. I do think I liked it, my Ankh Shield's Reforged equip. Just that a little bit of extra movement speed feels nice. Okay, so Fishron's dead, and we got... Wow, we got... Not only did we get a Flare on, guys, we got a great Flare on. Demonic Flare on. That's, like, amazing. So, okay, Demonic Flare on, I think, is going to go here. And the Bagnaws are going to go there. And then Ikafilu. It's funny, the Ikafilu has, like, way more damage than anything else in our hotbar. But I just don't see myself... I don't see myself using it with this build. I do feel bad because I look at my inventory and there's, like, one new item. Like, down to one new item that we're really going to be using. But... I mean, the Flare-On is so good. And the Terrorblade is still relevant. Like, the Terrorblade is still going to be... Because it got a buff in 1.3, I think there might be situations where I'd want to use that over the... Actually, that's a good question. So, the Flare-On is going to be better for, like, crowd control and mobs and stuff. Oh, this is a little awkward. I can't really test it on the dummies because it's not... I can't do, like, the DPS thing because it's not... the bubbles aren't homing to them. So it's hard to get a sense of... I mean, but the DPS even looks better on paper right now than... Looks better on paper than the Terrorblade does. Never mind. It looks way worse. I mean, but the Flare-On, I think it... I don't know. I'll have to use the weapons and kind of put aside some old evaluations. I know that before the Terrorblade buff, that the Flare-On was just considered way better. These Reforges are pretty similar. Demonic and Superior are about as good as each other. I don't think I'm going to try and Reforge this. It doesn't really make sense to me. Man, I've been getting lucky with Reforges lately. Alright, I think that's... I've gotten most of what I want from Fishron now. We never got the wings, but I feel like the Flare-On is going to give us the edge we need to fight the cultists. So... Next time, maybe... I don't know how many times I'm going to tease Martians and stuff like that without doing them, but I think I'm ready for... I think I could do a Martian invasion. I think I could get behind that. Get some Martian stuff. Get, like, a car key, maybe. So, yeah. Alright. See you guys next time. Hope you enjoyed the video.